Where's your devotion? Where's your devotion? Deep as the ocean.
Hi Leo, welcome to Maddie Tarot. I'm Maddie, and today we're going to be doing a general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. So keep in mind this is a general reading. It may not resonate for everybody from front to back. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. This is for December 16th through the 31st, 2022. So just take what resonates, leave the rest. You may need to swap roles throughout the reading. I am just reading energy and doing my best to put a story together based on the messages coming through. So I could be talking about you, your person, another individual or party at any time. Just swap roles as necessary. Don't stretch or overextend yourself to make it fit. If it's not your story, it's not your story. Do be sure to check your other placements because your messages could be there. I've already cleansed the space, cleansed the decks, pre-shuffled, and meditated on the collective conscious of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. I want to take a brief moment to say thank you to anybody supporting this channel. Please like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, leave feedback. I'm open to receiving feedback, and I do try to respond to everybody. I'm grateful for anybody coming along for the journey. So thank you so much. And without further ado, Leo, here's your spread. Alrighty, so we're going to start with your crystal card. All right, Leo. Tiger's Eye. Place this powerful stone on the third eye during meditation. The high vibrations from the earth and the sun enhances psychic abilities. This has been carried as a protective amulet for centuries. It brings courage and energizes the spirit and balances the chakras. I love it. I love it. So, Tiger's Eye, you are the lion, very similar. And let's see. I do believe you need courage at this time, and that is very essential at this time because you have something in some situation here. You are undecided because you're not sure if it's safe to proceed toward somebody, to move toward them, to seek this out. I believe you are how do you say? You're hesitant in that regard because you're not sure. Somebody's confusing you. Somebody's giving you, there's a lot of miscommunication here. There's clouded judgment, but let's get deeper into this. So on your end, you've got the Two of Swords here. I'm going to run through it just so you're aware. I'm going to run through it real fast and then we'll go back in further detail. Okay. So on your end, you've got the Two of Swords here. That just is, you want clarity on something. You are at a stalemate with somebody though. It's a difficult choice that you're faced with and you're kind of stuck. And it's two opposing forces. You're at a gridlock because you don't know if this person, Ace of Swords in reverse, you don't know if the person on your mind is being truthful or, there's been a lot of miscommunications. Your judgment's a bit clouded. Maybe you think that their judgment's a bit clouded. You don't really know if what they're saying is genuine. And you've got a lot of they're just giving a lot of confusing signals toward you. You got the King of Pentacles here for you. So you're really looking for some sort of security. You want to protect yourself. You want to be safe. You want someone who's reliable, and this person hasn't really shown up for you in that way recently, as of lately. The Queen of Wands is the upright. This is having to do with their own sense of confidence. They are not totally self-assured. Maybe they are overly optimistic. Maybe they are trying to just kind of gloss over something. But in the past, and that making you feel you're like, it's not just, we can't just do that way. We gotta, maybe they're conflict avoidant. Maybe they don't want to address issues and they think it's just, you can sweep it under the rug and keep going. But, Leo, that doesn't work with you. You have the Two of Swords here in the past as well. So it looks like this might have been going on for a while. The Eight of Swords in the past clarified by the Two of Swords. It looks like this might be something that is a cycle between the two of you because of the ways of thinking that you guys are just stuck in this loop. And you've been in this gridlock for a while. It's kind of the same recurring fight that keeps coming up. And it's finally come to a tower moment in the present. You need to understand that there might be beliefs and thoughts that are not helpful. And if both of you are refusing to see the other's perspective, you're not really going to make much progress there if you're sticking to your guns on something. Now, if it has something to do with your values as a person, yeah, definitely stick to that. But if it's not threatening your values as a person, then you know, compromise a little bit, negotiate a bit, whether this is you or your person. You know, something is needed here to budge this, because at this time you guys are in heated exchanges, and it's bringing a tower moment, so everything's crumbling. It's chaos. This is for something better to come together. So sometimes sometimes couples do need to go through that moment in order to come together stronger. But I'm seeing here that you guys have some choice words for each other. Maybe you guys are both very opinionated. Maybe you're very impatient with each other. Maybe there's just this idea that a relationship you don't, maybe you have this idea, or they have this idea, that they don't need to negotiate or compromise at all in a relationship, and with the right person they won't need to do that. But that's just false. That's wrong. So that is incorrect. If you're thinking that way, or if your person's thinking that way, you will always have to negotiate and compromise. Negotiating and compromising does not mean settling. There's a difference between settling and negotiating and compromising. You will compromise and negotiate on win-win solutions for each other, because not everyone is the same, and you guys are going to clash at some time, one time or sometime or another. It's bound to happen. In your intuition here, you got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So your intuition's telling you this is unorganized, this is chaotic, there's an imbalance here. Maybe you've committed too much to something, and this person is just not picking up their part, picking up their side of the slack here. You're picking up the slack. I mean, they're not picking up their side of the weight in the rope, pulling their weight. You've got the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Cups in reverse. The Five of Pentacles upright. So you are, you're thinking of walking, because what used to be a loving union is now feeling very imbalanced. You're feeling lonely in the connection. What's that song by her? It's Focus on Me, or it's called Focus. It's like, and I feel alone even when we're alone, and that don't cost a thing. Can you focus on me? I can't sing, but you get it. And I feel alone even when we're alone. Okay, jeez. Anyway, yeah, that's what you're feeling. You're feeling alone even when you're alone. And I mean, it's just, you're thinking of walking, because it's very imbalanced, and you're trying to tell this person, but they don't seem to be hearing you. You got the Five of Cups in reverse here on your challenge. So your challenge is finding peace right now, and moving on, and forgiveness. Now, you don't have to walk away to find peace and move on. You can move on from a conflict. You can communicate. But if you've exhausted all options here, Leo, you need to understand where if you're trying to force something and somebody's not coming along and not hearing you and not pulling their weight, then you do have to move on without them. But let's see, your challenge here is forgiveness and moving on and protecting yourself. Maybe you are, okay, so there's two messages here. Maybe you are overly defensive, and that is causing the fight or the conflict to not go anywhere, because you guys both are just butting heads. That could be one. And you need to forgive each other and stop being overly defensive to work through this. Or maybe you need to protect yourself and forgive and move on and just accept what is and find peace, because it's not working. So take what resonates. If you guys will know in your gut what message is for you. Okay, your advice here, 10 of Swords. Okay, so your advice is saying that you need to end this exhaustion. There's something that is exhausting you. You need to end that cycle, because it's going to break you. It's going to ruin you. And this is clarified by the Six of Cups. Six of Cups talks about a past person, but I'm getting here that you guys are drudging up the past with this person over and over and over again, and it's just exhausting because mainly why you're doing it is because it's never been resolved. This person has, it looks like for a while, you guys have been in this energy, and you just keep drudging it up, but it's not that you're doing that. It's just that, like, this person won't seems to not want to address it directly. And you know the reason? Oh gosh. Yeah. That's so funny because I was literally about to say they're resentful. I was literally about to say the reason is they're resentful, and Five of Swords flew out. They're resentful. The Queen of Cups here, clarified by the Five of Swords, they need to heal some wounds that they're not speaking on. They have resentment and they are not speaking on it. And resentment unchecked turns into contempt. And when it starts turning into contempt, that is sulfuric acid for a relationship. So this person needs to get it together, because if they don't address their resentment, they're going to erode every relation. I mean, within this connection, they will erode this connection because they're not addressing their resentment. But also, if they hold on to resentment and grudges like that, they're going to do that to every connection that they ever come across, if this doesn't seem to come back together. But this person needs to heal. What they do need, what they're feeling they're lacking, is a sense of support. And you may have been there for this person constantly in every way possible that you can imagine. But the problem is that when somebody has emotional walls up, you could be there all day long, all day, night for them in every single way possible. But if they have an emotional wall up, it's always going to come out to a no without any consideration of a solution. That's what emotional walls do. They are inevitable. Ultimatums are inevitable with emotional walls because they are ticking time bombs on a short fuse. What this person needs to do is replace their emotional walls with boundaries, and then clearly define their needs and expectations surrounding what they need and expect in order to like heal and move forward with you, and then set boundaries around those and communicate these things effectively. This person is not doing any of that. Your bias and caution here is the High Priestess. Be careful of telling this person like everything that, how do I say, don't try to heal this person. Be careful of telling this person your intuitive messages of like healing, or like, you can share how you suggest you guys communicate. But what I'm getting here is like, don't be the person who tries to fix and teach this person, because all they're going to think is that you're a know-it-all, and they're not going to want to listen. And this is clarified by the Ace of Wands in reverse. So all that will do, there's a delay here, and your intuition is trying to tell you something, and this is trying to tell you that caution, like the alarm's going off. You need to pull your energy back, and don't try to fix this person, because you can't fix anybody. You just need to, if you're not willing to accept you can't change anybody, you can only change yourself. And if you're not willing to accept the other person, and you've already changed as much as you're able, and they're still not, following suit, then you got to accept the situation. That's what that is. In your guidance here, you got the Knight of Wands. So in your guidance here, you've got the courage, Leo. You're very charming. Your guidance here is to just like get out there and stop wasting your time going back and forth with somebody who is committed to not understanding you. You are a free spirit, and this is your ticket to walk, to run free. Now, for those of you who do not want to leave this person and want to still continue trying, that's fine, no judgment. But what I'm going to advise is that you do your own thing. Do your own thing. Stop trying to pull them along. Just do your own thing. Kind of be on your own, and don't really pay attention to them. Don't react emotionally, and just let them come to you. Let them come to you. When you shift your energy and stop paying so much attention to them and stop trying so hard, they're going to be like, well, where did Leo go? Why did Leo switch up on me like that? And when you switch your role, they'll switch their role. And if they don't, then there's your answer. But you got your guidance here is the Knight of Wands, clarified by the Priestess. What you need to do if you're going to stay with this person. And now this is this is, don't take this the wrong way, but you need to give the energy back of like, I don't know how to say this. I don't want to say deceive them or confuse them on purpose, but you just need to, it's going to confuse them when you start not paying attention to their outbursts, their antics, their tactics. When you start to just do your own thing and not care so much, it's going to confuse them. That's essentially the message I'm getting here. It's going to leave them in confusion. They're going to be like, what's going on? And then their gut is going to tell them something. Their intuition will tell them something. You've got the Nine of Swords here, clarified by the Ten of Cups in reverse. I mean, you need to address some sort of anxiety or negativity in this connection. You're at a breaking point, and the Ten of Cups in reverse here is talking about a conflict. There's disconnection and disharmony. So, if you want to, here, I'm going to start at the top again and we'll go through everything. So, in further detail. Okay. So, you've got the Two of Swords here on your energy. So, you're feeling at a place of a stalemate. It's a difficult choice that needs to be made, and you're kind of stuck in this energy, and you really, really want stability. You want some sort of security. You want to feel safe to be able to approach this person. And it doesn't seem like they are, you want the discipline to not engage in the conflict, but it doesn't seem like you've been able to attain that. And this person, due to confidence issues, they are creating confusion, hostility, there's miscommunications, and they are just not being, you kind of have an idea that this person, like might be doing this it seems like they're doing it on purpose. In the past energy here, it's like this is nothing new. You guys have been around this merry-go-round before. This is due to rigid thinking and belief systems. Maybe it's you, maybe it's them, but either way, there is a mental pattern of thought here that is keeping you stuck in this stalemate. And you guys go around and around, and it's like two butting heads at the same amount of force pushing against each other, and nothing is moving. It just grinds it to a halt. And so this has been going on for a while. And then you got the Knight of Swords clarifying the Tower here. So the Tower has come to a point where it's shaking, and it is going to crumble because you're at your wit's end. You're at your wit's end with this. And so, you guys maybe both are very impatient and focused on your own side of the story and not listening to each other, not validating each other. Maybe you're both very opinionated in your view. And so it's just bringing you to this energy of like, you guys need to start listening to how each other feels. If it's not against your values, then there's no reason to argue about it. You can just make a compromise and learn to negotiate with somebody, because you need to learn how to lean into the discomfort of having opposing views with somebody if it's not against your values. And what I mean by that is like, what's a value of yours? Commitment. Okay, if this person's like, well, no, I'm not ready for commitment, that would be totally against your values. Do not go continue seeing that person. Does that make sense? Like, if you have a value of family and this person's like, I hate family. Like, I don't know any of I don't like spend time with any of my family. I don't want to get to know your family. That is against your values. That would be something that you would need to leave somebody for. But if it's not against your values and it's just a matter of like, they think one thing about a situation that happened and you think another, it's like, okay, accept the fact that both of you have a different perception and move forward, start validating each other's feelings. That's what y'all need to do. So just, I hope that helps in regard to, if somebody is stuck in a conflict, it's like, understand, like, it's really not that serious. It's just a matter of like, make sure you guys both feel heard. That's really all anyone's looking for, to feel understood and heard. And then you find a compromise and you negotiate. If it's not threatening your values as a person, let it go. Okay, so Two of Spheres in the reverse here is your intuition. So your intuition's telling you something's very imbalanced, something's or unorganized. You are overcommitted to something that is now feeling like you're alone when we're alone. And I feel alone even when we're alone, and that's on cost of thing. Anyway, Three of Cups in reverse, and then the Five of Pentacles. You're like, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk. Walk. So yeah, if this person doesn't get it together, and if you've tried everything and that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But you got Five of Cups in the reverse here, clarified by the Seven of Wands. This is your challenge. So the Five of Cups in reverse talks about finding peace. Finding peace. Maybe you need to stop being so defensive, or maybe they need to stop being so defensive so you guys can have a peaceful resolution. Or if you're planning on walking away from this person, maybe you need to protect yourself so you are able to finally find peace. Take it as it resonates. Your advice, Ten of Swords. You are very aware that something has collapsed. You're at a dead end with something. It feels very defeating. And it's because of the past. This past energy just keeps coming forward. And so you guys got to understand that if there's a unresolved issue that you guys continually fight about, it's not about communication. It's about validating each other's feelings, hearing each other, make sure each other feel heard, and then also understand that these pains are likely stemming back to childhood. If it's a recurring issue that you guys can't seem to solve and it continually comes up no matter how you communicate, it's a childhood wound. And you guys need to do the internal work and stop fighting about it, because the perception is reality. Is you need to accept nobody's right if everybody's wrong. And if you're both like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, look at that, everybody's wrong, so nobody's right. Or let's flip it, both of you are right. Okay, so accept that and you know validate each other. Your person here, they've got a lot of resentment they're not talking about. They got a lot of resentment they're not talking about. They need to heal. They need to be calm, and they need kindness, and they need compassion, they need support, but they've got too much resentment built up toward you, Leo, for them to accept it from you. And that's something, again, this person needs to address within themselves. Do not do not bring some sort of knowledge to this person and say, look, this is how you fix yourself and this is what you need to do, and that's very demanding, and they're going to take that the wrong way, and you don't need to fix anybody. It never works. So you just need to understand that there is a delay here for a reason. That there's a lesson here for a reason. So be cautious of that, be understanding of that, and understand in your bias, you may not be looking at this the correct way. Or this could be, you may not be looking at this person the correct way, but either way, you need to kind of shift your focus either within this connection or away from this connection. What your guidance here is saying is that your free spirited energy, when you stop putting so much focus on this person, they are going to be confused, confuzzled, and they will seek out answers, and they'll rely on their intuition to do so, and they'll probably pursue you or be prompted to address some of this resentment, because now they're not getting that attention from you, and they're going to be like, well, what happened to Leo? Okay, but you've got some sort of how do you say um, negativity in the connection. Is just you're at a breaking point. It's disparaging, it's sad. And then the Ten of Cups in reverse here is like, it's telling you that it's misaligned. And the Ten of Cups in reverse actually means misaligned values. So again, if it's misaligned values, then this is a wash. You just need to understand that that won't ever work. But if it's not misaligned values, then there's hope, and you guys can sort this out and communicate as long as you start validating each other. So that's very important here. Let's pull some energy cards for Leo to close out this reading. Energy cards for Leo. Energy. You're going to get back the same energy that you give, and understand that this love, you guys are stuck in this love. You guys are in love. It's just the fact that you're not hearing each other. It's eroding the love. The energy that's been going between the two of you is eroding the love. And what you need to understand is that this energetic exchange, you're going to fuel each other. So it's funny, in life we attract our opposite of what we internally need and on a subconscious level. So when you'll you'll notice that people's very extroverted qualities match the ones that are not. I'm sorry. So people's very empowered qualities match are the ones that are disempowered in us, and the ones that are empowered in us are the ones that are disempowered in them. And we could all learn something from each other in that way. It's just kind of the nature of energy, and it kind of comes together that way. That's why somebody who, if you notice somebody who one person needs to move toward conflict to solve it immediately, and the other person needs to move away from it and can't and wants to avoid it and doesn't, that's a learning experience for both of you. You guys need to find the middle ground. One person may feel like they're not being heard and not being seen, and they might feel unappreciated, and the other person might feel criticized and like they're not worthy, like maybe they feel like you're telling them they're not worthy or good enough because you're so angry all the time at them. It's like, that's a learning experience between the two of you. Stop judging each other so heavily and start looking at it like this person's very empowered qualities that I probably don't like very much are very disempowered in me. You'll notice that maybe you are somewhat jealous that that person can stick to their ground so heavily and draw the line, and you don't know how to do that with people, and you continue giving and giving and giving, and you're just like, how do they just draw the line and just say no and just like not falter on it at all? Like, how do they do that? And deep down somewhere you'll realize, I don't know how to do that. But you see, the thing is like, also they're doing it extreme to the extreme, and so they need to like ease up, and you need to learn how to be more firm. And so energies attract each other in that way. So understand that. There's an energetic dance that goes on here. Look at that. Everything I'm saying, reflection. You guys are a reflection of opposites, a mirror reflection of opposites. Start looking in the mirror and seeing what parts of yourself are disempowered that you can learn from this person, and maybe have that conversation with them. And maybe that'll be a bonding experience for the two of you that can turn this around, because there's been so much disruption lately. There's been so much disruption. And you're tired of the disruption. You're tired of it. You're tired of the disruption. You got creativity and one more, protection. Okay, so Leo, you need to get creative with this person. If you're tired of that and you can't think of another way, you need to protect yourself, because you guys are in love, but there's this energetic dance that's going on. You need to start looking at the reflection, and if this person's not willing to get creative and look at that with you and have that conversation, you need to protect yourself and move away from them. Okay, Leo? So that's all I have for you today. I really hope it helped. Thank you.
Feel like we've reached a crossroads. Ooh, don't you hate them ultimatums? But we need a revelation to save us. Stuck in the moment, it seems. The more I think, the more I don't know. I'm looking for a sign. Where's your devotion?